Hello, everyone. This is Michelle from Divine by Michelle. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about balance today, not standing on one foot balance, life balance. So if we kind of assess our day, our weeks, we could create a list of what we do in the day, what we do at night, what we do during the work week, what we do on the weekend, and start to just have a look of what we're actually doing and where we might be out of balance. So we can create a list and write down, how many hours are we spending creating income? And are we creating income from something we love, or is creating income just seen as a necessity to create income? Because they can be something you love. I mean, creating income can be from a source of joy. So there's one. And then let's say you do that for 40 hours a week. And then we can write down, okay, how much sleep are we getting? Are we getting 8 hours of good sleep per night? Are we getting 3 hours of sleep per night? Are we not really sleeping? Are we staying up late watching Netflix and not sleeping? So then after we write down, our work or our joy and earning income and our sleep, which are both usually very significant parts of our life, if we're working 8 hours a day and sleeping 8 hours at night. How much time are we spending on daily tasks? Doing the dishes, making food, taking out the garbage, maybe caring for children or caring for pets. And just looking at those items as just tasks, or are they something that is bringing us joy? Could we see ourselves living without those things? Is there ways we could streamline so we don't have as much to do? How much time are we spending doing tasks to keep things up and running? And are these tasks joyful, or could they be joyful if we had a different perspective? And then looking at how much fun are we having? So if our work is fun, that's fantastic. If our tasks are fun, we definitely have a good positive outlook, which is great, and you're on the right track. Or are we scheduling fun on the weekend? Are we, whatever your fun is your fun hanging out with friends, or hanging out with family, or a significant relationship, intimate or otherwise? Do you go boating or hiking or biking or on trips? Are you doing some schooling that is fun and is your heart's desire? Are you crafting? Are you cooking? What's your passion? What are you doing for fun? So put the fun category down, And how much time are you spending on fun? And then I would maybe throw in another category, and these are just ideas. These are just to assist in assessing for yourself life balance. So another category could be spiritual practices or meditation, reflection, prayer, higher learning, getting healings, anything like that. We could even include playing with crystals or things like that, herbs or crystals or other earth helpers, talking to angels, all of those things. Spiritual growth, spiritual assistance. How much time do you spend doing that? And you can look at all these categories and see if there's another category that you would like to add. But in all, try to total an amount of time that you're spending in each of these. And then also try to look at each of these categories and really give yourself truth on, if you are loving to do these tasks, are you seeing them as a way to get something that you want? Is there another way that you could get something that you want? Are you wasting time with busy work where you could delegate or not have that task if it's not bringing you joy? Or if the task is your life work, then I absolutely put that necessity down. But if it's not, if it's a necessity and you have to do these tasks, then what is the way that could bring you more happiness in doing this task? Or why would you be unhappy doing this task? So it's kind of a deeper look into these categories and what you're doing in your day-to-day life, in your weekly life. And if you actually want to be doing these tasks. So the reason I think this is great to talk about imbalance is because this is an easy one to pick, when we are doing a work for money, if the only purpose is we're doing this kind of work for income, for money, it's possible that we have kind of become resentful or dreading it or not looking forward to starting our day and getting to work or starting the work. Or maybe we like the work, but the work is too many hours per day. Maybe you're doing 9 or 10-hour days and it's, much more of a 60-hour work week versus a 40-hour work week. Or maybe your life balance is less, where you need 5 hours of work for 5 days, and that's your maximum. Everyone has a different balance. So say you're doing a work that's not bringing you joy, you're working too many hours, and you're kind of feeling like you're dreading it, or you don't care for this work, but you're doing it just because it gives you the money that you need to have to sustain your lifestyle. So if we look at that and it's out of balance, it's not bringing you joy, then consider, this is always the question, what do you want? So maybe you want the income, but you want to do something that's more fulfilling. And maybe you always wanted to teach or be a teacher, or maybe you always wanted to be an artist or something else. And you ignored that because you ended up getting a degree in something else. And so that's what you ended up doing. So consider all parts of this category. Maybe that you didn't think you could do something different. Maybe you love your work and you're actually just spending 8 hours a day doing this work, and this is a good life balance for you. Then move on to the next category. How's your sleep? Are you sleeping 8 hours a day, or are you sleeping 4 hours a day, a night? So this category could be, okay, well, I'm not sleeping because my back hurts. So if that's the case, then you can say, okay, well, how do I get 8 hours of sleep? Do I need a new mattress? Do I need to look into chiropractic? Do I need to add another category, which I completely forgot, which I've been poor at lately? Exercise. Are you moving your body? Are you stretching? Are you doing yoga? Are you lifting weights? Are you doing walking or biking or hiking? Are you doing a variety of ways of moving your body? I mean, this could be Tai Chi and yoga, or it could be weightlifting, it could be jogging, all sorts of ways of moving the body. And maybe stretching is the thing that will help your back. But consider all the things that might help the back or the reasons why you're not sleeping. If it's, some people are having hot flashes, so that might keep them up. Is there some way that we could balance the hormones and lessen the hot flashes, or menopausal symptoms, lessen the menopausal symptoms? So look at your sleep. If you're getting 8 hours of good sleep per night and you're waking up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated for a wonderful new day, then you probably have sleep handled and you're probably in good balance there. And then if you are doing your daily tasks, emptying the garbage, doing the dishes and things with ease, these things are kept up so they're not left to do all in one day. If you do a little bit of a day, then it kind of makes the weekend easier, whatever your weekend is. So is there balance in your daily tasks or chores or responsibilities, whether it be kids or with animals or just taking care of yourself, that help keep your world easy and moving along? So there's nothing hanging up and waiting for you in a big bunch of stuff to do on one day of the week. And are you moving through these tasks with joy? Are they, do you have a pet that you're dreading taking care of because you have to change a cat box, or you have to make their food, or you have to take them on a walk, and you're not feeling like this is a joyful activity, taking care of this pet or having this pet loves for you, and wagging tail or meowing and cat loves. If these are not things that bring you joy, consider the removal of the animal. And I am totally a pet lover, so that's a hard thing to do. But if it is causing a reaction for you to be negative in your doing of the caring of the animal, then the energy is not positive and therefore can create something not so good. So consider your options. Is it that you just are feeling imbalanced somewhere else, that this activity is not bringing you joy? Is it that you're waiting to do dishes all until the weekend, and so then it's not bringing you joy? because these are just tasks of taking care of ourselves and our loved ones. Having children throws a whole nother uh, bunch of uh, joy and work into the mix. So are you being balanced with your children? Is it all about the care of the children, or is there time to spend time and enjoy the children as they're growing? You don't get these moments back. So do you have a playtime, even with your pets? I know I would have to write out my schedule and say, this is how much time I need to work. These are my appointments. This is my spiritual work, and this is my care for my daughter, and this is my physical activity, and this is how much sleep I need. And the most important of those was, my child, my daughter. And then, of course, how do I take care of my daughter? I'm taking care of myself to be able to take care of my daughter. So balance and all of that, but not just caring for my daughter in that I had to feed her and bathe her and those kinds of things, take her to school or teach her things. There's also a playtime, and there's a just getting to know each other and being in the moment with each other, that we often forget when we get very busy. And this is the joyful time, just like can be with your pets. Like when you first get your pet, you want to play with them all the time. But then later on, 10 years later, are you still playing with your pet? So do you have a half an hour per day scheduled in to just sit there and play with your pet, or play with your child? Or are you multitasking, doing the dishes and playing with your child? So what's that balance look like? And are you joyful in those tasks and those responsibilities? Because as we are parents, we are also teachers in our behavior. So if we teach them that the child is another task and we're not joyful in this task, it's just a responsibility, maybe we feel like it's a burden, that will be carried down. And then moving on to the fun stuff, we touched on a little bit. Do we do one fun thing a day? I often say that's important when I'm teaching, and try to incorporate that. I forget often and then reincorporate it. One fun thing a day. And that one fun thing doesn't have to be very long, but it's something to kind of acknowledge that we're here on this planet to live a joyful life. And so what brings us the most joy? So maybe that's talking to a friend on the phone, or maybe you make homemade goods, or maybe whatever that fun is. It could be playing video games, whatever that fun is. Having time to do that, one fun thing a day. Or do you have it all on the weekend and 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday is all fun? As long as it's balanced for you, the right fit for you, and you're not feeling drudging through the rest of the days of the week and then just have your fun on the weekend. And then your spiritual work, whether that just be a prayer at night to the angels or Jesus or whoever, or it could be reading the Bible, or it could be Kabbalah and path working in your long classes of ascension. It could be that you get a healing every week and you're learning and growing from those. It could be that you pick a word for the day, or you listen to an angel card reading per day, or however, or it's just could be solitude. However, you are taking time to stop and listen and pay attention, and also enjoy your path in this lifetime. Look at how you've grown, pay attention to what you're wanting in your life, get some time for peace so information can be received. A pause. Ideally, we live in the moment, every moment, all day long, but sometimes we forget. And so just a spiritual meditation time may be the only pause that we are practicing at the time. And then physical, moving your body is really important. So a lot of us are spending a lot of time on the computer or spending a lot of time in one spot, whether that's in front of the TV or in front of the computer or standing at work or sitting at work, doing something over and over repetitively. Moving our body is really important. We are in a physical vehicle. These are, our meat suits. They have to be maintained, So moving the bodies, doing some Tai Chi or yoga or jogging or walking or kayaking or hiking or biking or whatever it is that helps you to move the body and get everything, the muscles moving and everything else, the fluids in the body moving, get your heart rate up. It helps all parts of your body and all parts of your mind to do these things. And usually your body is also a very big alert system if things are out of balance. So if you haven't moved your body and you say you spend an hour driving to work, you go to work and you spend 8 hours, and you don't take a lunch, so you don't get up, you don't take your breaks, and then you drive for another hour sitting in traffic to get home, and then you feel out of balance. And so you just want a mind-numbing situation. So you grab some wine and you sit in front of the TV for the next 4 hours, and then you go to bed, and then you're not moving again, and then you get up and just do it again. So some of the indicators that we are not balanced is our body alerting us, is our emotional state, we could be depressed, we could be angry, we could feel resentment, we could feel pain, we could feel sadness, we could feel just like we have tasks to do one after the other, task after task. Now I got to do this, 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 now I got to go to bed. And when we have this kind of these kinds of feelings, it's our red light for or red flag for imbalance, and it's just helping us to know what we want. So if we go through these categories, make up your own categories, but if we go through these categories of basic life needs, eating and sleeping, and then, sustaining a lifestyle, you can consider whether your lifestyle is still what you want or not. If you don't want the 60-hour work week kind of thing. Are we moving our body, or our body is showing signs of wear and tear, and we now are getting these red flags or red lights to stop and to do something different. So go through your categories, see if you're having joy and in the moment in these categories. See if the red flags are there or the red lights there. See how you might be compensating for imbalance. A lot of compensation can be done with drugs and alcohol. It can also be, that could be compensation for relationships, how much time we're spending on a relationship that we are feeling fulfilled or not fulfilled, partly probably to do with expectations, or we're just not taking time to notice that we have a choice in every moment to keep doing things or not to do things. And, are we having our wine every day, or is it just once in a while? Or are we, eating sweets because it brings us some kind of chemical in our brain reaction that makes us feel good? What are we overdoing? What are we underdoing? What are we not paying attention to? And what do we want? And hopefully that will help you, help all of us, help me come to a realization that reassessing is good and another choice could be made and a different schedule might be in order. Have a great day. Thank you.